Wheat harvest season. Well, this inauguration, it was in fact a ceremony attended by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi along with Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and a number of high-ranking statesmen. Well, Egypt spends tens of billions of pounds annually to secure nearly 20 million tons of local and imported wheat. Wheat is a key strategic commodity for the production of loaves of bread. It's staple of everyday diet and cuisine for tens of millions of Egyptians. So it's one of the most, if not the most important strategic crop. To shed more light on this, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone Engineer Hassan Shabaan, former Vice President of the Syndicate of Farmers. Thank you very much for being with us, Engineer Shabaan.
Thank you for calling me. I appreciate it.
Sir, let's start immediately with the importance of cultivating or expanding the cultivation of wheat. And this was one of the important elements of our strategy as a state.
Would you come back again with the question, because I didn't really hear it very well?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, yes.
Sir, I said let's start with shedding more light on the importance of the state's keenness to expand land reclamation and particularly to cultivate wheat, as it is the most important strategic crop.
Well, the strategic plan that we have right now in Egypt is to expand vertically and horizontally in growing wheat, actually.
Yes.
You know, of course, this is a strategic crop that we depend on, and we import a huge amount of wheat every year from abroad. But I think the government is working on reducing the gap between production, local production, and the amount of wheat that we import from abroad. Desert is the name of the game, actually. We actually are invading the desert, trying to select the most appropriate areas, soil-wise, climate-wise, and availability of water for irrigation. And the government actually have already chosen a number of areas, and they have a number of projects. The New Delta is one of the major projects, and they have a number of projects in this respect. The total amount of land that the government is reclaiming right now is not less than 2.5 to 3 million faddans. I mean, actually, the location of these areas in Owainat and in Farafra and
in Toshka, in New Delta, you name it. Sir, right. President Sisi was keen to address the gathering yesterday, and there are a number of important points which were tackled by the head of a state. Let's start with this important message. Egypt needs more agricultural research to produce high-quality crops meeting international standards. This is how the president started as giving the utmost importance to science and to take science as a base or a rule in any mega project or national project we are starting.
Definitely, science is again the name of the game. We will not be able to carry out our plans, ambitious plans in Egypt, without really applying scientific methods in getting the proper seeds for our crops, also in using the modern methods in agriculture. All of this together will lead to an increase in our production. The Owainat project that was inaugurated yesterday is a very remarkable project, actually. It's properly one of a kind, because what we grow over there in this area, especially potatoes, will
We are going to
actually.
go to potatoes, and this is this very important crop. But if you permit me, I'd like to focus on another point, which was repeated more than once during the speech of the president, when he said about when he stressed the importance of the relocation of citizens and to attract citizens to go to Sharq al-Awaynat or to the new urban communities, because without people, nothing can be achieved. How do you see the importance of this and our role as media to spread more awareness regarding the importance of relocation of thousands of not, if not millions of Egyptians?
Without really having a plan to relocate and redistribute the population, the condensed population in the Delta and the Valley in Egypt, it's worthless, because definitely the new areas require a plan to attract the young people, newly married, and who are looking for work chances and jobs, houses. All of this will be available in the new areas, actually. And I think the media should focus on this. And I think mega companies should be formed. And I think to encourage the young people, they should get shares in these mega companies to attract them, that they will be partially owners of these projects, actually, because the government cannot really run these projects forever. I mean, yes, the government will start a project and secure the success elements, but they cannot really go for a long time in running these projects. The private sector and the young people in Egypt should actually run these projects. I think we could redistribute at least 25% of the Egyptian population that is in the Valley and the Delta in the new areas, actually. Why not?
This was my coming question regarding investment, sir. Is it now easier to attract more investors to invade the agricultural field? I mean, to invest in agriculture. Is it now easier with such mega projects?
I think we could attract investors to industrialize this sector, actually, not to grow crops and so forth. I think we could attract investors to establish factories nearby the areas that we are cultivating and grow the crops that these factories require, like the potato factory that we have in Waynat, and next to the massive amounts of land that we are growing potato in. The importance of these factories actually is to maintain and preserve the price of crops, because any extra increase in certain crops might drop the prices of this crop, and this will hurt the farmer. So if you have industries to absorb the extra production, this will be able to maintain the proper prices for the farmer, and the consumer will find the goods that he requires. So it's a win-win situation.
To guarantee sustainability, sir, to make sure that this is something which is going to continue and to develop. And also the president was keen to speak about the infrastructure and to say to all investors and businessmen that the infrastructure is complete right now and totally developed. So nothing is going to hinder a startup or new entrepreneur to go and to start his career there.
Well, I think, this season might be very interesting to a lot of investors in the field of agriculture, because I think Egypt was one of the countries, the few countries that really did not get hurt from the climate changes. And the weather is excellent in Egypt so far, and it's suitable to grow crops and so forth. I hope that Egypt will get the same share of attention that the rest of the African countries are getting from our brothers in the Gulf who are investing in agriculture in Central Africa, actually.
Yeah. Sir, let's have such very simple data regarding the potatoes factory. The factory is erected on an area of 70 fadans. It includes 32 storage areas with a capacity of 64,000 tons. A production line for mashed potatoes with a capacity of 10 tons and a large refrigerator for storing nearly 6,000 tons. And also, Egypt's agricultural exports were not affected by the Russian-Ukrainian crisis, as the country produced 6.5 million tons of fresh potatoes over the past year for the very first time. Now I can consider this the ceiling of our dreams, or it's just a start in a long journey?
Definitely, this is just a step in the right direction, because I think that if we increase the number of such plants that deal with the potato, especially potato, because actually it happens that Russia is one of the major countries that import potato from us. So if we manage to have a deal with Russia, the problem with the potato actually that we do not produce the proper seeds for the potato. We actually import it. I think there is a trial right now in why not to produce these seeds, but Russia is a very suitable place to grow the seeds. We could cooperate with Russia once the Ukrainian-Russian war is over. We could produce the seeds in Russia in Siberia, because the production of seeds of potato require very cool climate. So Siberia is a natural refrigerator actually, and we could actually produce the seeds over there and get them in Egypt, grow the potato in Egypt, and have the production, whether it's fresh potato or mashed potatoes or whatever, to be exported again to Russia. All of these deals could actually work out if we have a plan. And we need a good plan. As I said, science is the name of the game, but I was very impressed with the project in Why Not, and I hope the rest of the project that we are doing right now in Egypt.
And simply this means thousands or tens of thousands of hundreds of tens of thousands of job opportunities for the youth.
Yes, definitely. Yes, and training on the new equipment that being used in harvest, and new irrigation systems. It's very impressive, very organized. The system is very impressive. I have to raise my hat, respect for the efforts that were exerted in this particular project.
But also we should shed more light on the importance of the private sector, of even foreign investors, because without the private sector, it's not going to continue on the right path.
Exactly. This is a step in the right direction, attracting the private sector, and the cooperation will be very fruitful for the country, actually. I think the Army is doing an excellent job starting projects and handing it over, or having a sort of cooperation between the private sector and Army till the project is on the run, and then we hand it over to the private sector.
Of the important points which were tackled also yesterday during the speeches, whether of the president or of the other ministers or high-ranking officials who were attending the ceremony, it's the production according to the international high standards, to maintain competitiveness, to invade the international markets, and to find a place in a sustainable position in the international markets, because this is the way we should think regarding such issues. How do you see the importance of this word, sir, in specific, competitiveness?
Definitely. In the past, we used to have difficulties in marketing our products because we did not live up to the international or the European standards, actually. But now, actually, we are using the latest methods in production, and we're meeting the specifications that the European countries and the market in the U.S. requires. So I think we will be able to invade these markets real easy if we, try to maintain this high standard and this high quality of our products, actually.
One final question, sir, regarding water, because the rational usage of water and using rainwater, fossil water, you name it, it was also one of the topics or the points which were was raised, whether during the speech of the president or the speeches of other top officials who were there. This is, I think, another message sent by our state that even, of course, we are talking about national mega projects, about land reclamation, agriculture, but also taking into consideration that every drop of water is priceless.
Definitely, it's obvious that our expansion projects in the field of agro will definitely makes us very sure that we use the available resources of water in a very wise way, and we cannot afford to be wasteful actually in fresh water. And I think we will see in the future that the government is cooperating with countries that have the technical methods like satellites and so forth to explore the resources of underground water, because I think we could do this with the United Arab Emirates. We could use this with the United States. Actually, they have a satellite called GRACE, and this satellite could explore the depth of the underground to a reasonable amount of depth that will...
And to exchange expertise or to change the experience with our allies, with our friends. I think this is also one of the important files.
Definitely, yes. We have to, speak the same language that our friends are talking right now. Everybody is getting into a new era using science and technology in this field.
Well, Engineer Hassan Shabaan, former Vice President of the Farmers Syndicate, thank you very much for your input, sir, and have a very good day. Well, it was such a ceremony yesterday, and we hope that we are going to witness other ceremonies and to make sure that Egypt is on the right path regarding achieving food security, despite all the challenges the whole world is facing. Right after the short break, we are going to return back with more, so stay tuned.